Hey, Jared. Well, thank you for joining us here. We're hanging out in Discovery West. This is your latest Modern Craftsman product on the corner of Stanhope and Strickland on Lot 206 here, and it turned out to be an absolutely incredible home. To be honest, when this home was getting built, when it was all drywalled in, there was no electrical, I was kind of concerned about light. I think you and I even talked about that a little bit, and you look at it now, and it's just insanely bright in here.
hmm
Turned out just to be an absolutely gorgeous house. So, um, for those that don't know you, I was hoping that you could, just take a couple moments to share with us a little bit about how you got started, your path of how you got started in building. So maybe just kind of walk us through where that all
Yeah,
started.
sure. So I grew up in um, a family that was very involved with construction, general contractors. I'm third generation builder, and I just basically grew up working with my father on the job sites. I was the only boy. I had three sisters, so I basically would try and find anything I could do just to get out of the house and away from all the girls. And I spent a lot of time with my dad and just learning from him.
Yeah.
And I did all that through high school, and then I went away to college and I got a business administration degree. I knew I always wanted to build and develop real estate. It just kind of ran in my blood, and so when I graduated from college, I came back to Central Oregon, and I decided to work with my father for a little while and
Yeah.
then start my own business.
What neighborhoods were you, when you were working with your father, kind of before you got Fusion started? What are some of the neighborhoods for folks that live around here and know these areas that you were working in?
Yeah, so we were very involved in Eagle Crest Resort.
Okay.
That's when we first moved to Oregon. That's where we built our first home in Oregon
Okay.
as our family home, and my father probably built, I don't know how many hundreds of homes out there,
Okay.
three or 400 at least probably,
Holy smokes.
or dwelling units would probably be included in that. Him and his business partner built a 216 unit townhome project
Yep.
out there.
Yeah.
And he was also involved with um, my step grandfather, his mother, their business at the time before he started his own business, and that's where we were really deeply rooted, and that's basically where we kind of really started our building careers,
Okay.
basically.
And then he built, if I remember correctly, he built a lot of townhomes in Northwest Crossing as well, and about a
hmm
handful of single family spec homes on Northwest Crossing Drive. Is that
Yeah,
right?
so he joined the guild. I don't know, it had to have been over 10 years ago now. Yeah, way over 10 years.
Yeah.
So that must have been 17 years ago. He was active in Northwest Crossing. We were also building homes up on Aubrey Butte,
Yeah.
and yeah, so we were also building in Bend, but primarily Eagle Crest Resort is really
Okay.
where we laid our roots, basically.
Yeah. So what made you decide to eventually, after years of working with your father, to kind of go out on your own and start Fusion Home Builders? And what was sort of kind of the impetus behind Fusion?
Well, I would have to say that anybody that's in a family business at some point decides that they're ready to move on at some point.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
And um, I was inspired by the Earth Advantage Institute. I did a sustainable home professional course that was offered through the through the Earth Advantage. And I was inspired by just high performing homes and
Yeah.
building science, and just the technology and the kind of the theories behind it. Um, my father was always more of a production home builder.
Sure.
So I wanted to try something different.
Yeah.
I had just gotten married and was starting my own family, and
Yeah.
I just felt like it was kind of time for me to branch off and kind of start my own business and blaze my own trail.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I know you and I met at a couple of spec homes that you were building and selling out in the Redmond area, and then we were able to connect later on down the road. And you, I think at that point, were building. If I remember correctly, you had just finished up a project in out in the Broken Top Reserve, and then you were looking for a place to build your own home, and you ended up in Shoveling West, and then ultimately out here in Discovery West. And so when you kind of think back to those, I guess, earlier days, or maybe earlier days of even us working together when you started doing spec homes to here now, what do you think about being here in Discovery West as a guild builder? Like, what does that mean to you? And what do you think about this neighborhood in general?
To me, it's an honor and a privilege to be part of the Discovery Guild. Obviously, I'm following my father's footsteps in that regard with him being a guild in Northwest Crossing. But the more involved that I get with the folks over at Brooks Resources, I'm really excited about their master plan for Discovery West.
Sure.
And just their vision as a whole with the community. They've always done such a fantastic jobs with all of their developments, and they've always been very successful. So for me, it really is an honor to kind of be following in my father's footsteps, and at the same time also developing my own name and reputation for my own identity outside of my family business.
And you're sitting on the ARC board out here as well right now, right?
So I did get summoned the first quarter of this year.
Okay.
They require each guild builder to sit one quarter through a whole cycle through all of the builders guild.
Okay.
So I shouldn't have to serve for a while yet, hopefully.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed it, actually. It really kind of familiarized myself with the process of the approvals, of the plans, and just everything else that goes on.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes. A lot of it has to do with fencing, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Lots of conversations on fencing.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience, and I'm no longer sitting on the ARC board, but that gives me just more time to try and keep up with all the projects that I have going on currently.
Yeah. So if we talk about projects and even like the home we're sitting in here, let's kind of get back up, I guess, to more about Fusion and what Fusion is. I know that in our early days too, we had a lot of discussions about kind of that high performance home building, the Earth Advantage program. What are some of the feature sets that you put into a home like this that are really in line with that vision of a high performance build?
So I have a very solid air sealing and insulation package that I incorporate with all my homes, as do all the other builders as well, because everything in Discovery West is Earth Advantage certified. I usually don't take it too much further unless I'm working with a custom customer in terms of adding in extras for insulation, but it is a very good base as a insulation and air sealing package, blown-in blanket insulation in the walls. The air sealing components are caulking all your plates at the floors, and sill sealer at the top plates of your walls, and basically you're just trying to reduce the amount of air leakage on the home to keep all the energy inside of the thermal boundary of the house.
Okay. And then obviously when you tighten up a house like that and you make it more energy efficient, then we do run into some issues with air circulation. And so I know one of the things that you seem to be very passionate about before when I've talked to you about these things is just how that air circulation works. So maybe for those who aren't as familiar with some of the stuff under the hood that keeps your air in your house that you're breathing fresh, maybe just to quickly touch on what you're doing there to kind of balance that out.
Sure. So we install energy recovery ventilation systems in all of our homes. And basically, that is preconditioning fresh air from outside, bringing it in the home. And it's a balanced system. So there's no negative pressure from inside of the house while the system runs. But you're basically exhausting stale air out, and in doing so, preconditioning the fresh air coming in. So you're creating that healthy indoor living environment.
And those systems, right, they kind of help prevent energy loss as well, right? Or heat loss, like in terms of the way that they condition the air when they bring it in. Is that kind of correct? Or?
They do, yeah. So the ERV basically has a way to cross ventilate the air
Sure.
without contaminating it. So you're preconditioning the unconditioned air from outside with the conditioned stale air from inside that's going out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So when we look at your homes as well, like this is just an absolutely gorgeous home here. You know, a little over 2,800 square feet, 3 bedrooms. You got the office up front. What are some of the, I guess, when I think of Fusion home builders, some of the hallmark features of your build when we're looking at the visual aesthetics and just the layout of the house that you really view as key components to Fusion home builders?
So I always try and incorporate tall ceilings and tall windows. I feel like that really makes the space feel a lot more open. You're obviously not increasing the square footage of the home in doing so, but it's giving you more volume inside of the house, and we just seem to really like the way that feels when you're inside the home. And you could compare it to the same plan that has maybe shorter ceilings, and the space just doesn't really feel the same.
Yep.
And there's probably a lot of people out there actually that they know that they feel something different, but they necessarily might not be able to point out what the differences are.
Sure.
And so, so yeah, typically I always try and do tall ceilings and tall windows, lots of light.
And tall doors, right? Like
Tall
all
doors.
of your hallways are 8-foot entries, 8-foot doors.
Correct.
Right.
So we usually bump up the doors. My wife actually, she helps me with a lot of the interior design.
Yeah.
And she loves the floor to ceiling cabinetry in the kitchens. And I think that is a very nice look as well. We kind of team up on my spec houses.
Yeah.
And she helps me with all the interior design and finishes. And it's a team, and it reminds me a lot of actually how my mom and dad used to
That's
team
pretty
up
cool.
when they worked together. So.
And it's been great. I mean, I've obviously had a chance to work with her on a lot of these homes as well. And just to see her passion for this design is pretty incredible as well, right? Like, I feel like it's always great to see that if we're building in this case, a more, classic craftsman home with a modern interior design, she really tries to stick to those, what would be craftsman design elements, right? And like you said, very insistent on the floor to ceiling cabinets, which look absolutely fantastic, right, behind us. And everything she picks out, I mean, she does a fantastic job at what she does, for sure.
Well,
So,
we seem to have a pretty good track record so far with the homes that we've done, and everybody just seems to love her design. And we've talked about kind of changing things up a little here and there, but in which we do
Yeah.
not dramatically, but it's almost like if it's not broken, why fix it?
Yeah.
So we get a lot of compliments on our homes and
Yeah.
finishes, and I contribute a lot of that to my lovely and beautiful wife.
Yeah, no, she does a great job. So we have quite a few projects in the works here in Discovery West. So you're a newer guild builder to some degree, right? You've been a guild builder for not quite a year yet. We've been very successful. We've got 3 homes that are pending right now, looking to close here pretty soon, and we have I think it's 5 in the work. One, two, I think 5, 4 in the works. Maybe is it? I think it's another 4 in the works.
4 in the works.
When we think about the different homes that you have out there, we've got a couple going in Strada. What are the projects out here that are spec related that you're most excited about that we're working on?
Well, I feel like Strada was a little bit of a gamble for us.
Yeah.
It seemed to kind of get a slow start in terms of sales, and just maybe it was due to the way it was marketed. I know it was a different strategy. It was available to the outside market and not necessarily the guild builders.
Yeah.
Anybody could come in by a lot, but
Yeah.
But my team and I decided to take a risk and try and build some momentum out there. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. I picked up a custom build over there as well. So I have 3 homes under construction right now in Strada. And we just went pending last week on our first one over there. So I'm really excited about that, and just the fact that we have a pending sale and we can kind of set some sort of precedence for that area in Discovery West. But the home that went pending is the same home that we built on Celilo. And everybody seems to love that plan. And so we decided to do it again on Strickland. And I got to say that I really, with Strickland, lot 213 being the last one of the rim lots, I'm excited about that just because it's kind of the last opportunity to build a home on the rim there.
Yes.
But I will say that I'm really enjoying building in Strada just because of the orientation of the homes and having the view out the back more towards the west. And I feel like I've kind of set camp up over there with everything that I have going on, and it's just been exciting for me to kind of focus all my resources in that small little area of Discovery. And so I would say overall I was I think we were all a little optimistic about Strada, and I think that it's paying off. But I've been very excited about that.
Yeah, I think to me, that's been an incredible project to work on, right? Because I think with our team that we have that are kind of talking and brainstorming and throwing ideas out there, kind of looked at those lots and said, hey, look, there's huge opportunity here, and maybe it's just a little bit misunderstood, but we can help tell that story, right? And we can put a product out there that is gonna really showcase what you can get from that location, right? So we're talking, homes that live out the back that look down into Discovery Park that get excellent light because they're, they're westerly, southwesterly, designed homes. You've got Mount Bachelor views right there. It's just scenic with the park. The sunsets are incredible, and we've been, you've been, very successful in putting together those designs with the help of our designers and other folks that really showcase that lifestyle, right? Which I think has been incredible to see happen, and it's been also incredible to see the momentum that created out there. Right now, you've got multiple spec builders. There's no more lots to buy over there. You've got customs going on. So for me, I think that's just been an incredible process to be a part of and to kind of work with you on.
We all took the risk together, and I feel like so far it's been a successful endeavor. And I will say one of the really cool things too about being over in Strada is the school is right there across the street, and that my children go to. And
that's super cool.
So on occasion, they'll be out there on recess or something, and they'll see me just right across the street building homes. And
do they run up to the fence? And
they run up to the fence and, hey, Dad, or they'll get out of school and like on a Friday, my daughter will be going to her girlfriend's house or something, and she's walking down the sidewalk, and
super
she'll
cool.
come say hi to me, and yeah,
That's awesome.
So yeah, and just me having a young family and everything, I just, I love that aspect of it. And then anybody else, honestly, that is, has young children, I mean, it's a 1 minute walk to the school. So
We actually, I mean, I think you know this. We live across the street from High Lakes Elementary, right? Same exact thing. My son is in fourth grade, so he's now on that's the fourth grade playground right across the street from us. And I would say, like, if there's anything, when I think of our house, we've been there quite a long time now, but like the simplicity of life that you get when you're in a scenario like that is absolutely incredible. And I mean, I walk my kids to school in the mornings, right? My wife happens to be the school nurse there, so now the whole family goes over there.
Yeah.
But I run into the same thing where if I, like, a lot of times when I'm on the phone in my home office, I'm a walker when I talk, so I'll be like walking around. If I walk out that front door and it's recess time, I'll just start hearing scream, Dad, Dad. They're just running over the fence. So it's a super cool experience, and I think it's awesome that you get to experience that as well. As a home builder, building across the street from your kid's school.
Yeah,
so
it's been really special. I've enjoyed doing it. So
yeah. Hey, well, just want to say thanks again for your time. It's been great to work with you, and with Christine on these projects. And I know you're a super busy guy, so thanks for taking a little bit of time just to share with us a little bit more about Fusion Home Builders and what you have going on out here. And we do have an easy to access website that people can go to if they want to see your future products and projects that are coming up over here. So we will post that on our YouTube link below if people want to check them out. Yeah, right. Like and subscribe. Is that what we're supposed to? Like and subscribe. No, but the other thing too that we didn't touch on, but just real quickly, is that Jared also is not just a spec home builder. Jared builds a lot of custom homes for people. And, I think one of the things that to me speaks volumes to Fusion Home Builders and Jared as a builder is how many custom homes you've built for realtors to some degree, right? Or industry professionals, I should say, right?
Yeah.
We get to go through all of these homes. We get, kind of the behind the scenes look as to what's going on. And, and I know you've got several that you've built for, industry folks over the last couple of years. And I know with Jared's, always looking to take on customs when he can. So, for those of you that might be looking for just a rock solid builder in, any of the kind of more premier neighborhoods here in Bend, give us a shout. Let us know. We'll put you in contact with Jared and get you inside of his homes, and so you can take a look around for yourself and, put him to work for you. See if he can build you a beautiful house.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, man. It's great catching up.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you.